So I just wanted to explain a couple things to you. I just got done editing the last video for last week, and I noticed that there's a huge task ahead of me. When you're doing a frame-off restoration, such as this, when you have an entire bed to take care of, an entire cab to take care of, you have to find a way to kind of nibble at it a little bit at a time. Now, I'm not under a huge deadline. I don't have any sponsors coming at me saying this truck has to be to a show by a certain time parameter, but I've set my own minimum goals. If you guys remember, we set a chart of exactly what we want to accomplish, the things that we need to purchase, and we have a plan. Now, when it comes to the actual construction on the truck, you have to remember you break it into sections, into pieces. What I teach a lot of my employees as they're starting to do a car, hey, if you're going to buff out a spot on a car, I go a 24-inch section at a time. I think that same concept applies to building a truck of this size and amount of labor that needs to be put into this to make it happen. What I would recommend is this. So if you look at the bed, if you look at the cab, that in itself is a huge task to just get that sanded and ready and primered and done. But I'm looking at the whole process. I'm looking at what is my next move? What is the next thing that has to happen on this truck? So when I look at it that way, okay, I'm building a frame for the truck. So what I want to do now is I want to get that bed, or I want to get the floor of the cab taken care of, primered and in an epoxy, so that I don't have to worry about that. So that's going to be my next chain of attack, is to get the floor on the cab done. Once that's done, then I'm going to get some 16-foot square tubing, 4-inch square tubing that we're going to build our frame off of. Now this is just a temporary frame that we're going to build so that we can take the truck to a couple shows, meanwhile while we're building the actual air suspension frame. I want to still be able to roll in and out of a show as an under construction type truck. That's always been something I wanted to do, a frame off restoration, but I wanted to show the whole aspect, how things start from finish, how things go from start to finish. A lot of people will go to a car show and they'll see this beautiful car, but they don't know the whole step process. And that's what I hope these videos can teach you guys, is the step by step by step. And also while you're doing those steps, you're staying focused on the next step. So I know right now I have 2 steps ahead of me. The first step is to get the floor sanded and get some epoxy on it. The next step is to get my tube, my 4-inch square tubing, so that I can actually start building my frame. Those are the next 2 steps, and I'm just keeping 1 step ahead of me, so I know what I need to do next. Once the floor is done, the square tubing's done, then I'm going to start building the little frame brackets to hold on to the cab. And then once that's done, then I'll move from there over to the bed, and I'll start getting the floor ready underneath the bed, get those brackets made for that, so at least I can get the truck to a couple shows. So that's kind of the reading of this video, and that's all that I wanted to explain on this video, is the process. Everybody gets so caught up on, hey, I want it to look this way, I want it to go to this show, I want to do this thing, I want to do these airbags, and that's all great, but you have to have focus. So what I suggest is to break it into baby steps. So you got your next step, which is the floor, then your following step, which is the tube stock that I need, the metal that I need. I knew I needed the trailer, so I could get that metal stock to my house so that I could start building it. So I knew that the trailer needed to be purchased so that I could get that metal home. Otherwise, I'm always depending on other people to bring the equipment to me, to do the welding and that kind of stuff. And as you see, once I get this metal, then the next thing I'm going to need is to get all the welders set up and the welding table. And so it's a whole process. It's not, hey, we're just going to build a show truck. It's every step of that process and how we get from a basic stock truck to what it is that you want at a show. So hopefully you guys like this video. Please let me know. I like to do these videos so that you guys are learning something. Not so I'm just putting videos out there for everybody to see the cool stuff. I want people to learn the process so that they can do it on whatever it is they want. If they want to do it on a Subaru WRX, or they want to build a Ford Mustang, or they want to do a lowrider truck or a mini truck, I want you guys to have all the tools that you need and understand the process so that you can do whatever it is on whatever project you want to do. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. I just wanted to share that with you. I just got done editing the last video, and I said, you know what? There needs to be a plan, and I need to talk about the plan, because that is what keeps you focused and keeps you moving to the next step. Because if you don't have a plan for today, when tomorrow comes, you're going to be dead out of luck, and you're not going to know what the next step is. So that's what the purpose of this video is. How do you make a move, and how do you get from here to there? So we'll see you guys next week.